Hi everyone. Sorry there was a little technical difficulties with the video, so it's a little bit late today. I have on our daily quotes. This week is going to be, our quotes are going to be related to Earth Day, which is tomorrow, April 22nd. It says, just putting a smile on your face will help make this world a better place. So I want you to think about a smile can really make a difference this week. So think about how you're smiling at people. So today you're going to go into Google Classroom and you're going to go to April 21st and you're going to look at the daily work. And the daily work for today is you have a circle time response. You're going to do a show and tell, find something in your house, kind of like what we did with our class meeting last week or before spring break. Show something that's important to you and tell us why it's important. And the Flipgrid link is in Google Classroom, and you're sharing this for all the fourth grade classes. And I'd like you to respond to two people and remember to be caring, kind, and thoughtful in your responses to others. Also on Google Classroom is a check-in form for today. I have a couple questions that I want to ask you about books you've read and if you know how to use Screencastify. You might have gotten an email, I think all of you did, about small group meetings. Starting on Wednesdays tomorrow, we're going to have small group meetings of 8 students each so that I can go over the assignments with you, talk to you more about how to put them in Kami, and then any kind of things I need to go over for lessons. So those will just be like 20-minute meetings so I can connect with you. It's a little bit easier to do that with 8 than maybe 20 to 30 on our big class meeting. So that's tomorrow. Today we will still have a class meeting at 10:30 for the whole class. Make sure you look at this picture link and come up with a response or a statement about what you see happening in the April calendar. We're going to do a short little math lesson and SD mystery, so make sure you have a piece of paper for that. And remember that the class meetings are not supposed to all just be fun. Those are the Fridays are fun Fridays for the Kahoots. Class meetings are actually supposed to be like, let's meet and talk about what our work is for the week and just check in with everybody. So that's kind of the purpose of our class meetings. Math review. I did a little video link on division strategies to review for you using some of the tools in Kami. Again, those sometimes are a little clunky because we're learning how to use those, so bear with me on the video. You're going to show me what you know on page 214 through Kami on Google Classroom. Some of you had said you're doing these on paper, and that's fine, but I really want to see your work, so that's our point of our small group meetings tomorrow is how to get into Kami and show your work through that. I also did a video with mental math. Just like in class, I'm reading out 10 different math problems that I'd like you to try to do in your head. There's a recording sheet on Google Classroom right here that you can open up and use a recording sheet, or you can just do it on a piece of paper. I also in that video link gave you the answers to that, so you can check on your honor and then tell me how many you got right out of 10 when you turn in the form or your when you just turn it into Google Classroom. We're going to have one of these review Google quizzes almost every day just to go over basic skills that Mrs. Johnson wants to make sure you know for next year. And then I can check those Google quizzes and see if there's anything we need to go over or review for those purposes. So make sure you do the Google quiz. It's right here in Google Classroom. If you notice, I'm kind of going almost in order. The mental math and the review quiz are in opposite places, but I try to go in Google Classroom with the order of the daily plan. Language arts. Mr. Miller has a video here on how to get into Benchmark through Clever. Your assignment in Clever is Settling the West. It's a small book that you're going to be doing some reading on, and then you're going to be answering some questions. So if you go in here for language arts and go to Kami, the book's not in there for you. You have to go into Benchmark to open up the book and read it, but then the assignment is in Kami, and you're going to answer some questions about the reading. Make sure when you answer the questions that you are including the question in your answer. So if I were going to do that, it says, what is a gold rush? So you would answer the gold rush is and answer there. And I'm not sure why this is I am trying to undo this stuff and it keeps showing up. So hopefully that doesn't show up on yours. So if it does, just get rid of it and do your answer there. So I'm going to do that there. And then that will take care of that. There we go. Undo, undo. Oh, now it's going to go like this. All right, I'll get rid of it for you. Okay, so you're going to answer what is the gold rush and in complete sentences and make sure you have capital letters, punctuation to end your sentence, and evidence for that. Okay, then I'm going to go back to here. So that's language arts with Mr. Miller. And then I also put in a tall tale reading of Casey Jones. Here, so if I go back here, you're going to read the last 3 pages of Casey Jones. I'm going to open it up here. And then if I open with Cami, I'm going to have you, as you're reading, go through and highlight words that you think represent, let me open this up, what you think represents onomatopoeia, okay, a word that suggests or imitates the sound an object makes. For example, the cow says moo. So you're going to go up here to markup and highlight any words that you think would be considered onomatopoeia. Let's see if it'll highlight. So I think it'll let you highlight right over it. If you can't highlight for some reason, may not let you highlight because I'm going to actually change this. Instead of highlighting, I want you to write list all the words that would be considered onomatopoeias. So word list. Okay, so add your word list there. You will need to add a text box. You can just answer it right in there. Hopefully this is working correctly. And then I'll do this so you can go down a little bit. Okay, so word list instead of highlighting, because I don't know if it's going to let you highlight. So list words that you think are onomatopoeia. So that is for Casey Jones. And then the last thing for writing in here is listen and watch this silly onomatopoeia song and link. So you'll click on that and watch the song, listen to the song, kind of tells you how to spell the word and some little things. And then you're going to do a writing. Now it says this will be in the plan for tomorrow as well. So if it's taking you too long for your work today, then put this in for tomorrow. This is kind of like a creative writing that I want you to do, trying to just get some writing skills in. One of the things Mrs. Johnson wants for next year is that you're able to write well-written sentences, at least 5 in a paragraph. So we want to do some practice with that. And these are supposed to be fun little prompts. So I don't want you to spend a lot of time like writing 2 pages on it. Just 5 well-written sentences trying to use onomatopoeia. Okay. And that is it for the must-dos. Now, when you're finished, if you have extra times, you can do the may-dos. So there's an optional GATE project that we are doing as a GATE group, grades 2 through 6. I'm going to go over this more in our class meeting, but it's optional. You can do it with a sibling if you have another sibling in GATE, or even a sibling that's not in our GATE program, you can do with them. But it's optional and it is kind of a challenge. So there's some things that you could win for your Rube Goldberg machine challenge is what it is. And we looked at that video in STEM Lab a few weeks ago before we started distance learning. There's also a science lesson from Mystery Science, what does chocolate come from? And then a recipe on how to make ice cream in a bag. If you haven't done that, it's kind of fun. And this week it's going to be pretty hot, so that'd be a good activity to do. Genius Hour project, we were thinking as a 4th grade, it would be really fun to have you teach us some things about what you're passionate about. And now that you've been home for a few weeks, there might be some different things that you're passionate about that you weren't thinking about when we did the Genius Hour project in class. And I know we didn't get to all of those to share, but this is an idea that you can put out there for all the 4th grade to teach us something that you're passionate about. So for today and this week, you're just going to put your passion ideas on this Padlet. And we want to make sure that it's something other than a computer-related passion, because we want you to get off the computer and kind of do something, teach us something a little bit different. So things other than video gaming. So I know a lot of you video gaming is your passion, but maybe you could do something on coding a little bit different, but not teaching us how to play a video game. Okay. If you did the challenge math sheet last week, here are the answers. And then I have a new one for you if you'd like to look at that. So we will go over in detail some of these things at our class meeting, but I hope you had a nice 3-day weekend and were able to catch up yesterday. Miss seeing you guys, and I will see you at 10:30 for our meeting. Have a great day.